I'm Evotaz and welcome back to more Avengers. So, kind of looked through all my build guides and I think Thor was the only one that I didn't really go over. So, I'll go over him now. But yeah, just to preface this guide, I guess, I'm still on the lookout for a better hammer and I would really like something that does positive. So, I know about the battery and such, and I know I'm not benefiting off of the true battery just yet, but because those ultimate heroic does plasma damage, I kind of get battery from that anyway. And yeah, I'll go over my stuff and you'll see what I've got going on. But anyway, running might, some might, mostly Valor. I was kind of split even between Might and Valor before, because I do like going a melee Thor. I like going in with the melee attacks. I find that it's really nice and it controls well. But anyway, crit chance is 18%. We got a little bit of proficiency. I wish I had a little bit more intensity, but I mean, we're at the mercy of the luck of the draw, right? It's a Valor build, so I'm still working on getting higher Valor and better gear pieces, but I don't really play Thor that much, to tell you the truth. I started playing him early on when the game released, and he was one of my favorites, and I just got burnt out on him trying to farm certain pieces. So then I switched over to Hulk, and I haven't really come back to him, really, to tell you the truth. They released Kate Bishop, and then Clint came out, and I actually really like both of those characters more. So I know Thor is super overpowered, especially for the Omega level threats, because you can apply statuses very quick, and then his super ultimate heroic thing does a huge amount of plasma damage, so it applies a ton of battery. And with the high heroic, you do a lot of damage, and you have a higher critical chance as well. So we got 314% critical damage. I am rocking a little bit higher health. The reason behind this is because I was still experimenting with some gear and such. Now I can swap out my hammer, which I will show you in a few seconds here. But yeah, I'm looking for a positive hammer for sure. Anyway, armor is around the 30% mark. If I get champion points, I'll probably get the defense up so I can get that up into the 30% mark. Although we're very close to that anyway. Intensity, I wish it was around 50, so that we would get some meter damage and such. But yeah, the charge rates are what they are, just because it's kind of like stuff that you get when you're not actually looking for anything. But in the wrist slot, we've got slot number 1, I guess. We've got Arm Guards of the Thunderer. So might, resilience, proficiency. I think this is a newer piece. I could be wrong. I don't recall if I farmed it or not. But after they made the changes to the stats, I just don't recall. But anyway, big thing here is shock damage. With anything melee, increases all status damage across any attack by 25%. And then we're running another shock on the hammer. Now this, like I said, I would love this to be a positive status. I do have a Cosmic Hammer, which triggers Tachyon Surge, which I could swap in, but I'm trying this out. This is actually really good as well. It took me a long time to farm this damn hammer, and that allows me to get the bonuses. I mean, if I swap over to it, let's say, we lose a little bit of health, but I think I was testing out this hammer just because of the intrinsic burst on it. Getting Thor into overcharge is really good as well. Anyway, this one, killing a pinned enemy grants a damage buff, in payload, and a shock. Perk means you're doing battery with one attack. Not too bad. I don't really like it that much though, so I'm still playing around. I need a better hammer. Chest piece is just a stat fix plus a way of getting damage buff. Whenever we take damage, we get a damage buff. Reactive buff is really strong. And then Girdle of the Storm. So this is why I'm not using the Tachyon hammer, because I replaced my Tachyon piece with the belt. and the belt gives us a shock potentiator. So now we've got all this damage being increased and all this damage being increased. And yeah, Valor Resolve, so it works out pretty good. Just more defensive and more Valor as well. And we're running double Valor and triple Valor. I do need to find a triple Valor artifact here as well, but again, it's a character that I don't really play as much as I probably should, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm sure the build is pretty common amongst most Thor builds, but using Ymir's Wrath, increase everyone's damage by 25% when we have the support heroic active, which is pretty much all the time because we're always cycling through our heroics. Hell's Anger, increase crit damage and crit chance by 10% by using that as well. So it's just a damage buff for our team. The Assault Heroic, using Guard Blast. So I actually like this just because it allows me to charge it up. It allows me to hold down on the button and keep the enemies locked in those tornadoes. You could go this, and I was thinking about going this because I am more lightning focused right now. It gives us 3 charges, and this, the shock potentiator that we've got would affect this damage as well. But yeah, this one's kind of useless unless you need regen packs, but I mean, your choice is one of these two. What you can do, and this is still in the game, if you start the game with this equipped, so you have 3 charges, and then within the game you switch to this, and then you reload the checkpoint, you basically get 3 charges of this. It's a bug since day 1, they haven't even fixed it yet. Guard's Blast inflicts 15% normal and stun damage against shocked enemies, so because we're using shock with everything, this applies shock as well, the support heroic. Yeah, they've got shock on all the time, so just an increased normal and stun damage against enemies. Have a look at this. That might be good as well, seeing that we get intrinsic burst now, but we need to have a skill active for it. That's okay as well, but that one's the best. Alright, so the ultimate, Bifrost. We're applying Burn Plasma. This just gives us that battery, so once we've used all our shock attacks to stack the shock status on the enemies, we just jump into Bifrost and just basically decimate it. A huge AoE, and it lingers on the ground as well and burns anything in the area. And then we get Odin Force Overcharge and returning from the Bifrost, so when we land, we get the overcharge right away. For the combat, light and heavy attacks boost the energy of all heroic ability meters. So yeah, reading that now, yeah, this just gives us a burst of heroic with our light and heavy attacks. We're just doing more damage by combo finishers, so I'm always in their melee range doing combo finishers. Let's have a look at some of these. We don't really juggle. We don't really fight too much with the hammer, without the hammer. So, and then performing takedowns grants heroic orbs because we want to get our heroics back as soon as possible, right? Now, the one gear piece that you could swap in, instead of having a tactic gun, you could put the ring on to, get your heroic back much faster. But yeah, we're running tornado throw here. So instead of pinning enemies, we kind of do shock on the ground. But now I'm thinking I might go this because, I mean, if we pin the enemies and something, and you know what, enemies get pinned anyway. We'll leave it the way it is. Guard Breaker, so those annoying enemies with the shields, it actually knocks them out of the block. Really good. This one is whatever you prefer. A lot of people do use this one, but whenever you hit a teammate, it basically triggers in the midair. It's super annoying. So I always go with this one just because it's the least annoying out of all of them. The intrinsic ability, so defeating enemies while Odin Force is active, strikes nearby enemies with lightning, so it just gives us more shock. Takedowns grant intrinsic Odin Force, so we're trying to get our overdrive back very quickly. This one might be good as well, just more meter so that we can deplete. Well, I guess we can get through more meter for more attacks with the energy. And then we reduce the overall cost of using intrinsic Odin Force abilities by 10%, just so that we can do more attacks with it. And lastly, the intrinsic overcharge. We got lightning field. When overcharged, surrounding enemies will be intermittently struck by lightning. Again, that shock. So to me, it makes sense that we stack lightning and benefit off the potentiator and give it, every lightning attack that much more damage. Increased damage resistance by 50%, so it just gives us a little defense. Lastly, increase all the damage by 15%, so it gives us a damage buff when we're in an overcharged state. And because we're running an intrinsic burst on our hammer now, we should get there pretty quick. And I'm going to spend my 1 point here to get my defense into the 30% armor, and yeah, be happy with that. But again, I'm just stacking the abilities that I would normally go on all my characters. Anyway, that's my build. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, we are actually going to run one round of the Mega Hive and show you how it plays. So we finally got our team. It took a few rounds actually to, quit matchmaking and then restart, select the mission. I don't know what's going on with matchmaking. Maybe there's not a lot of people playing. Who knows? There's not really a lot to do in the game right now, unfortunately. But and a lot of people are taking breaks as well, which isn't a bad thing.
This will be a rewarding,
I don't really have too much to play for in the game. I am going to complete this with Kate because she uses more hive mind pieces out of all my characters. So it's a better chance to get her the right piece, or a better piece, I should say, with a higher stat. But yeah, I do want to say one thing, there's, the devs have been releasing a lot of skins and such. And, don't come to me asking me what my thoughts are on skins. I love them all. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the way the skins really change a character appearance and such. But to each their own on whether they want to spend their hard-earned money on them or not. For me, it's not for me. Spending $15 on a skin. It's I'd rather, instead of buying 4 skins, I would 4 skins. Instead of buying 5 skins, I would rather buy a brand new game. It basically works out to that cost, so yeah, that's just my preference. But if you guys love the game that much and you want to spend the money on the skins and you like it, then go for it, I just don't like how streamers basically hype up the skin and say how good it is. It's like, let people make up their mind. You don't have to overhype it every time. Damn it.
To have a very bad day.
You can see the lightning damage is pretty good, and even the regular damage is pretty good. I haven't really used too many abilities yet. We got that.
All elevators have been accessed.
Yeah, I gotta get into the swing of things because I haven't played this game in a couple days myself, so yeah. Anyway, looks like that cat might be AFK. He's saying some stuff.
Captain Stark.
We've talked about this.
It has a nice ring to it.
Yeah. Anyway, each their own on the cosmetics.
Head for the location on your HUD. Wouldn't want to be in your shoes. These enemies must be defeated. Ciao!
Always spin around just to make sure I catch enemies in the blast. Whoever you're facing will actually take more damage. Like when he points out the hammer. I don't really aim at the target because I want the. Oh god, you see that lag?
This one's from the
He does decent damage, even.
I call the lightning!
We're constantly doing lightning, so the way I see it, if I can stack up lightning on the enemies, my teammates can apply positive status. Damn. Yeah, I do like more of a melee Thor. No, the big thing is going Valor, but
Okay.
regular gameplay you don't really need anything else. Really, why are these guys coming into the elevator? It's taking so long.
Hey, so we never really talked about why you left. You know, after A-Day. I know why I did, but I was surprised.
We all heal in different ways.
Okay, that's fair.
But I was wrong to think I could do so. Which is why I left, and why I returned.
AIM scientists are fighting AIM forces. They want to
And these damn scientists
help them.
hate this mission. I'm getting takedowns. I need to my resources back. Not that I need them. Yeah, because those markers make perfect sense.
My power is unstoppable.
If you hold down the R1 button, it keeps them up in the tornadoes faster. Longer, sorry, not faster.
Want to see all my weapons? Okay! The scientists are safe. Sending them pickup coordinates so they can evacuate.
But it was someone under the ground there for a second. So yeah, I've heard that people are having difficulties finding matchmaking in the game. Kinda sucks. But I mean, until we know how many people are actually playing the game, we're not going to know how popular it is and how easy it is to matchmake.
Huh. I thought hammers were your thing.
I wish they had different hammer skins, though.
An elite AIM team is close by and on alert.
Not that I would buy them.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Thunder and lightning!
One of their agents is down. Excellent. Another agent down.
Let the fight run! Get dead!
Looking on the left, when it goes Bifrost 3, it
Well
does the
done.
most damage.
That squad member has been neutralized.
He has a full bar of
Another enemy
plasma.
defeated. The team are no longer a threat.
Yeah, any subsequent attack with your shock is battery. Super OP. I like how his eyes go white there with the lightning. Did see they are bringing in the beard, Captain America. Probably just gonna take it off of Thor and put it on him. Change the color. Again, stuff like that doesn't really interest me too much because it's like it doesn't really impact how I play the game.
You picked the wrong ship. Use the terminal. I'll get you past security. Destroy all the power cores.
Damn it, open the damn. Eat this damn thing. See, the hammer does pin still.
That power core is finished. Power core
Finally.
down. Heads up, we got company. All power cores destroyed. Well done.
Let me attack it and wanted me to grab it instead. Alright, we've almost got our ultimate back and we've almost got our support back. What floor are we on?
the location on your HUD. Look for a chest with gear nearby.
Come on.
There is a chest with gear close by. Don't look directly at the beam, kids!
Oh, it actually showed me what floor that was and I totally missed it.
These enemies must be defeated. Lightning strike!
5, right? Most of the time when you actually pop God's Blast and you store it up, you know, you keep it pressed down, all the enemies, regular enemies, die in just the tornadoes.
The enemies have been defeated.
Very easy to play Thor. You just use your abilities if you get a big group of enemies.
So they bumped you up to captain right away.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not fair.
Why not?
You didn't earn it.
I punched him in the face.
Okay, I'll give you that.
AIM units on radar. An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
I think what attack I wanted to do there. Alright, 6 of 6.
Watch out!
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Leave this area? Go in.
One of their agents is down.
That big number is just so useless. It's like, yeah, do 1,000,000 damage even though they're 10 damage from death. Although that was like 12 million damage, but still.
Well done.
Same,
That squad member has been
same thing
neutralized.
still. Like, who cares if you do 500 million damage when they've only got 10 life left? What difference does it make? Now, if you were able to do that takedown, that team takedown at the start of that fight, one-shot that mob, that would be sick.
Excellent work. You've dealt another blow to AIM. You're not finished yet.
Okay, pinning an enemy. See, we always get shock. Oh. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Get easy.